So in this video, I wanted to talk about the twin flame dynamic, and I came across this because somebody thought that we were twin flames, and I remember thinking to myself, this person, kind of, they were quite, they came on quite, it was quite quick, and yeah, and I just saw them as, I basically said to them, I think you're codependent, because they were kind of obsessed with this twin flame thing, and I looked into the twin flame thing, and I remember reading about it and thinking, God, that's really weird, that these two souls are gravitated to each other, and they have to like work their shit out so they can transcend together, and that they're two halves of a soul. Now, in my last video, I talked about how these two opposites, the codependent and the narcissist, they are very extreme opposites, and how they're sort of magnetized together. Now, when I got with the covert narcissist, we both did relate to the twin flame stuff. And he did send me videos on that. He sent me links on it. We'd spend a lot of time watching it when we were together. And actually, I can see how it was used as a form of manipulation, because when after that relationship, it was with a covert narcissist, and I wasn't aware of my abuse at this point. I knew I had PTSD and I had anxiety, and I was not myself, but I was still in a space of blaming myself, and then I got with a overt narcissist who triggered all this stuff off again, but this time it was in my face, and his behaviors were really quite loud. It was kind of like the universe saying, right, now you're going to wake up and listen, like these are like right in your face. And he also used the twin flame stuff as a form of manipulation. He would send me links, and then the twin flames dynamic talks about two people being together, and both of them used to send me links on twin flame stuff, by the way, so if I haven't already said that, and the twin flame stuff. And so and there's a part of me that wanted to believe it when I was with the covert, but there was a part of me that didn't believe it. There's a part of me that was like, I'm not sold on this, and I definitely didn't agree that souls became one in order to transcend, because it doesn't make sense. All souls are complete. We don't need other souls to transcend. That doesn't make any sense. But the whole pain, so the whole triggering. So when I was with the narcissist, it's like they have the love bomb phase, which could be like the bubble love in twin flame dynamic. And then you have, because you get love bombed, they mirror you. They learn you, they mirror you, and they become your everything. And you think, oh my God, this is like my soulmate. This is like my twin flame. This is it. I've met the one. And then, so after the love bombing, the shit opens up, basically, because they learn how to trigger your trauma. So you're then, all your shit's coming up, all of it. Like I was in my covert relationship, he was triggering my sexual abuse, he was triggering my abandonment issues, he was triggering shit, loads of shit inside of me. And so the twin flame stuff says, you kind of got to suffer, you got to work through the stuff, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, oh, right, this is just fits. It fits so perfectly. Even the psychic stuff that was like, he was like, oh yeah, I say something, you go, oh yeah, I was having that thought. You just start believing that you have this psychic connection, in the beginning. And I'm not saying that we don't, because actually I have that with other people where we do think of each other, and we are psychic. So it's not that we're not psychically connected, but I feel like it's a game that they can play. And both the covert narcissists, I met another covert narcissist, and they are both the coverts that I've met personally use spirituality. They're very deep. They use spirituality and they're very deep. And and their depth makes sense. Their exploration of these things I could really understand and relate to. It's just some of the emotional depth that was missing. It was the emotional side of depth that wasn't so present. At the same time, there would be an exaggeration of emotion. Like an exaggeration. I mean, the tears were, often and very well acted. But sometimes not so well acted and very see-through, very kind of extreme. And that was with all of them, even the overt. When I was leaving him, there was drama, like, oh, like he's winning like he's entering in for an Oscar or something. But anyway, so spirituality and twin flame stuff. Now, there are people out there. No, there are people out there. There's, there is what is there a possibility that the twin flame dynamic was created from this relationship of codependency and narcissism? I don't know. Is it or isn't it? Is it or isn't it? Maybe it isn't. I don't know that, because I feel like the covert narcissist was my twin flame. Now, there's a lady out there that suggests that maybe they are. Maybe they are your twin flame, the narcissist. And in a way, the twin flame stuff, if you really look into it, is actually about loving the self, finding the twin within ourselves. Now, the relationship with a codependent and a narcissist, the narcissist is mirrored to me that I need to go away and love myself. The reason why I'm attracting such negative, destructive relationships is because I have a neediness. I have this wounded part of me that I do need to attend to, and I am the one that needs to do that. Seeking love outside of myself, seeking validation outside of myself has not been healthy. And so it does resonate with the twin flame dynamic, because that's usually the two journeys that they go on in the end, that that they need to heal themselves. And it does seem that a lot of twins can possibly do it some twins can do it. I don't know a lot, because I haven't done the statistics. Some possibly do it together, but it does seem that actually it's more about partnering yourself, finding the twin within yourself. You are your twin. Like, it's all very confusing, isn't it? But and there's also the runner chaser dynamic, which is exactly what happens in the narcissistic codependent relationship. There's a constant coming and going and coming and going, because the narcissist he doesn't really want you all the time. It's like he just wanted me part-time. He wanted me when he wanted me. And then he would come in very intensely and give me the whole of his presence. Like I was everything. It was so involved. And at the same time, it was all about him in that intensity. And then he would go away. And then I would hardly hear from him. No calls. I didn't know when I was going to see him. He'd keep me right on the edge. He'd say it's because he's anxious and he can't arrange times. So I would always believe all the reasons and the problems and everything, every lie, every time he hurt me, there was always a reason that I was like, I could put my empathy towards and go, oh yes, I understand, it's fine, and override my own needs. So there was this, and so then I would want to run away, because I would feel unhappy in the relationship. And then when I run away, when I run away, I would trigger myself, my own abandonment stuff. It'd be like, because I feel like I'm running away from love, because he would always leave it open. The messages from him would always pull me back in, like this. And I think, oh, I don't want to abandon love. I felt like I was abandoning love. And so there was this push, pull, push, pull, push, pull continuously, like constantly. And yeah, and the twin flame stuff says, well, once you get over that, if you can work out your problems, and now the covert narcissist is saying, I will heal, I will get help. They never do, but you believe them. They're very convincing. They're very clever at saying to you, I will get help. I see my ways. I can see this is a problem. I'm going to sort that out. And yeah, they never did. I can't believe that, I just was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to I've just feel like I have been waiting for something to happen. And someone, I don't know what it was, on a video or something, it was like pointing out that, is it as a covert that we're always aiming for the person they could be? We're always looking to that future part of them. Because if we looked for the present moment part of them, I think we would be there. So, so yes, the twin flame and the but at the same time that I'm saying, I am not your governor. I am not a guru. I am not a truth teller. I am only telling you things from my perspectives, from my understandings, and you are to make up your own mind. And it's really important that you find your own truth. Like, feel into yourself. What is your real truth? Not it's what you want to believe, not what is your real truth? And even if a narcissist was your twin flame, and I have no idea, I would honestly say right now that I don't know that I believe in twin flames. That's my truth. But even if they was your twin flame, because I can't say that they don't exist, because I don't have the answers. But if a narcissist was your twin, that does not mean that you're going to be able to save them, cure them. This is not how it's supposed to be. It is really a journey of self-discovery. The twin flame journey is a challenging one, because it is about self-growth and self-realization, not about saving or rescuing the other. And there are lots of people that seem to be waiting around for their twin to come back, or putting too much emphasis, and that's a codependent thing, too much emphasis on the other. So I'd seriously look at your own codependency. If this is, if the twin flame dynamic has caught you, and you're wrapped up in it, and you're waiting and holding out for this twin to come and save you and to be part of you, and so you can be one, really look at your wounding, because it's, it could be that actually the twin flame dynamic doesn't exist, and it's just a maybe a narcissist wrote it one day and went, right, this will screw over all the codependents. Or or maybe, I can't even remember, if someone can tell me below, where did the twin flame thing come from? Like, who wrote it? Because we can all write things, and every single person that ever wrote anything spiritual, any book, any philosophy, is just a human being like you or me. So I do feel like, we have as much gifts and insights and intuition as any human being on this planet, and that's kind of where I am with that. But I don't want to piss all the people who really want to believe in the twin flame. But if you're pissed off, maybe you should look at that, because if there was a real if it was real, and you were really fully accepting of that, then it wouldn't matter what I say. But if it matters what I say, then there's a niggle there for you, because maybe that's because it's pushing the buttons of your fear that it isn't real. And if you have a fear, then maybe that fear is because actually you don't think it's real, but you want it to be. And this is cognitive dissonance that happens, where something like cognitive dissonance that we have, in a narcissistic relationship, is where we want to believe something, so we convince ourselves, and underneath there's this other truth. We see this other reality, but we convince ourselves, we hide that by our own, like, well, like, we just lie to ourselves, basically. And I'm not saying that twin flames don't exist. I'm not saying that that concept isn't real, but at the same time, if it is real, and narcissists can't be twin flames, as maybe some people, maybe they suggest as well, that because they're narcissists they can't be, but actually, for such triggering and trauma to come out, these two people have to be quite traumatized, don't you think? Like in the twin flame, it talks about, and all your shit comes out. Very healthy people don't have that. They're already sort of healthy. They have learning, they have stuff in life, but it's not quite as extreme as two very damaged people. So it's not like two healthy people get together and they go, oh, we're twin flames, and now all this stuff opens up for us to heal, because actually there's not really, I don't know. So it's very dangerous. I just want to put a warning out there as well to people who are codependent. Just check to see if you're actually in a codependent dynamic with a narcissist. Research narcissism, and look that up, and do not feel disheartened by it, because it still mirrors all of that. You're on a huge journey of self-discovery. The whole narcissist codependent relationship is a huge journey of self-discovery. Be proud of yourself. You are amazing, and you have got, this is a hard task, but it can and it will be done. The self-discovery, the healing of the trauma from childhood, it all starts now with this realization and this truth of what's going on. And the codependent has such a tendency to lose. We have a tendency to lose ourselves, and now we can finally reclaim that, and step into our power and find healthy love. And if ever you thought of a journey that the soul could go on, wouldn't that be a beautiful one, to be reunited with yourself? And here it is. And I can't think of anything more beautiful. I am exhausted from trying to find love that exists out there, to find validation from other people that can never really meet you, when it's been really in here. And seeing my light and my gifts that I've shared with people because I'm wanting them to love me, I can share with myself. Oh my God, and I can feel how much light that's going to give me, how much energy that's going to give me, rather than deplete me and exhaust me. Thank you for tuning in.